My way back to the hostel, and there's some street performers out here. They're all like celebrating for the holidays. I don't know this particular song, but apparently the locals know it. I'm in Seville, Spain today, and today I want to enter into the Alcazar Palace here. Alcazar Palace here. This big structure that's behind me, this is the big wall. I'm headed towards the entrance right now. Entrance is €9 to go in, and I'm going to go check out this Moorish palace. I understand it's quite spectacular and probably the best thing to see in Seville. Quite a line today to get in here. I guess it's beginning to be a high season again because it's through the holiday break right now. So it's probably about a 30-40 minute wait this morning to get in here. And then you pass through security and then you buy your tickets here. So they do have a like metal detector. You have to put your cameras down and have your bags searched and things like that. Then you purchase your ticket. It's actually $9.50 right now, but they do have discounts for students, retirees, and I think one other category I don't remember. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and head into the palace and wander around. If you have a smartphone, you can download this app here. They have like a little QR code that you just click on, download the app, or you can do this in advance before coming here. If you only have Wi-Fi in your hostel, you probably want to look for this free app, and then it gives you a little guided tour to walk through the palace. So it's just a little tip for you. For those of you that travel without actually having a data plan or a chip in your phone, you want to do this before you actually come here. This courtyard here is the courtyard of the maidens, and it was the main like courtyard social area under, I guess, Peter the First, King Peter the First, and I don't know much about it. I was just reading one of the little placards here, but from what I read, it's a combination of 3 or 4 different styles of architecture from different periods, primarily Arabic architecture or Arab architecture here. And it's quite elaborate. It's really, really stunning and beautiful. I really enjoy this. Behind me is a water spout that's shooting off the side of this building and down into the pond below. It's really, really picturesque, quite spectacular. It's just along probably the south side of the palace here, and the gardens, right where the gardens meet the palace. So it's just quite spectacular. I'm so happy that I paid to come in to see this. The entire area is just quite fabulous. I enjoy it a lot. In the middle of summer in Spain, it's going to be extremely hot here, like desert type situation. So if you're curious how they would stay cool without air conditioning before the advent of air conditioning, this is how they did it. They had these underground, now I'm below the surface of the ground, and they had these giant pools here. So you could come down to the cooler area that's subterranean and then just relax in the pools to get away from the heat. So that's how they did it back then. I have no idea what these little globular things are supposed to be or why they exist here, but apparently it's some sort of decorative architectural feature in the palace, and I don't see a little placard or explanation to know why or what these things are. If you happen to know and you've been here, or you had a guide, or you're just a fan of architecture here in Spain and Seville, please write a comment below, because I'm curious what these things actually are for. Backside of the palace, there are a number of small gardens that are all connected together into a large, elaborate area that you can walk through. The center of it has a grove of orange trees with some fountains and structures, and then as you move further out, there's some very tall, large trees with grass and shrubs for shade. It's just quite spectacular here. It's really, really impressive. The one thing that I do find interesting here in Spain is that some of the gardens, like this particular garden area, actually has paving stones for the walkways, but just adjacent to it is all the pathways are made of compacted clay. It's actually like just ground that's been just pushed down and compacted. And I've seen this in other areas in Spain. I don't know, I guess it's probably typical here in Seville anyway, and I don't know which culture that comes from. But I haven't seen this type of pathway in major parks anywhere outside of Spain. So it's something that is a first for me to see. Through this hedge is the maze garden. It's a very elaborate labyrinth that was made back in, apparently it was made in 1914. I'm going to go back there and try not to get lost. Looking at this now, it's not exactly what I would think of like a labyrinth from the movies that you see where people get lost inside of the hedges. But you know, maybe if it were a little bit taller or a little bit thicker, but I think given that you do have a physical barrier that you don't want to hop over the edge, you do have to sort of figure out the pattern if you were to go into it. But it's quite interesting. It's actually my first time to see a labyrinth maze inside of a large garden park. I finished here at the Palace of Alcazar and walking through the gardens and seeing pretty much everything that I think I can see. I'm just going to head out and head back to the hostel, find lunch on the way, and then take a nap this afternoon, and then just see what the day has to offer after that. I had a very pleasant afternoon, came back fairly late to my hostel after eating lunch, and then had a nap. And it's probably almost 5 o'clock. I did some video editing for about an hour, hour and a half. And then I just went out to get a little snack to tide me over until the dinner time, which is at 9 o'clock. That's all I have for this episode. Savor the moment, be happy, pursue your passions. See you next episode.